haven't beat them in my career yet. So obviously senior year, that'd be a nice start.
An atmosphere many kids don't get to experience. It's as close as you're going to get to football down in Texas.
Another loaded Prep Sports Extra for you this evening. Our spotlight matchup features the battle for Lakeville North, seeking their first win in the series since 2018. Julia, what do you have for us?
Will, that is not the only rivalry game tonight. We've got Cooper and Armstrong in the battle for Robbinsdale, and the two most recent 6A state champions facing off.
Hi, Caleb Gwenson, wide receiver, Eastview High School, and the Prep Sports Extra starts now.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Prep Sports Extra alongside Julia Daniels. I'm Will Hall. Our spotlight game tonight is the battle for Lakeville North, hoping to snap a 5-game losing streak in the series.
Yeah, Will, so many great matchups this week. We did have a hard time deciding who would be the spotlight game, but you can't really pass up the Battle of Lakeville.
We head to Lakeville South, packed house as always for this rivalry matchup. North would strike first in this one. Riley Grossman finds Aiden Forsgren, a dart over the middle, and Aiden does the rest. 46 yards to the house, 7-zip Panthers. Right before half, South ties it. Gavin Dean finds Davion Graham. What a grab from Davion for the score. We head to the break tied at 14. This one was back and forth all game long. Dean finds Jonah Shine. What a dot for the 45-yard tutty. South takes a 24-21 lead. North takes it right back, though. Sam Ripplinger goes 30 yards to the house. North leads 28-24. This one was a thriller. North would score last.
Wow.
Thanks to Grossman finding Reese Hunt for the game winner. Panthers win 35-31.
Wow, 4-point game. Maple Grove at Centennial tonight. Those two 6A champs I mentioned earlier. Things all tied up when Crimson's Caden Harney finds Dylan Vocal for the 35-yard connection, and that sets up the one, the only
Big Chuck.
Chuck Langama, number 21 for the 21-yard touchdown to put Maple Grove up 21-14. That is the final tonight. Maple Grove over Centennial.
Centennial always provides a battle. Anoka hosting undefeated Blaine. Peyton Podani handing off to Zach Welch. Welch's grape juice for all. Tornadoes up 13-zip. We move to the second. Welch again. Look at this run off to the races. 36 yards to the house. Anoka wins it 27-14 the final.
All right, Stillwater at Eastridge tonight. Both teams sitting at 500 headed in. Nick Kinsey, one of the top passers in the state. He connects with Owen Eggy here. He's taken down at the 37, and a few plays later, it's Kinsey with the keeper. I would say tush push, but there was no tush pushing going on there.
There wasn't.
Stillwater goes on to win this one 24-6, the final. And from Eastridge, I headed over to Mounds View as they hosted the Rangers of Forest Lake. Right out of halftime, Mustangs defense is cooking. I didn't even see this happen, but apparently Joey Molstein recovered a Ranger fumble, and he runs it 50 yards back.
Joey, he was with us last week.
Yeah.
Scoring touchdowns this week.
Mounds View's up 28-0 after that one. Then on Forest Lake's very next possession, Connor Johnson throws a pick. Johnny Gale, second interception of the night. The Stangs take this one 31-7.
I just don't like everything about Armstrong. I hate the color red now, to be honest.
I hate the color red. Gopher commit Emmanuel Carmo and Cooper hosting Armstrong in the rivalry matchup in the first. Carmo out of the Wildcat, call it the Carmo Cat. Cooper down a score at that point. We move to the second, tied at 14. Kevon Johnson up the gut. 1 of 4 touchdowns on the night for him.
Oh my.
Falcons roll 49-21 the final. Over in St. Paul Johnson hosting St. Paul Como Park this afternoon in the first quarter. Governors go into the air. Ali Farfan rolling left, uncorks that one to star wideout Justice Moody for the long touchdown connection. St. Paul Johnson wins it 36-6 the final.
We're moving to Brooklyn Center as they hosted Roosevelt tonight. We picked things up late in the first quarter. Alpha Miwe, the short run in, he ends up putting all the points on the board for the night, and Brooklyn Center wins this one 12-0.
I wish my name was Alpha. What would that mean? Chisago Lakes at Providence Academy in the first. The good old option attack. Wildcats quarterback Kellen Meissner. The timely pitch here to Carson Langevin.
Big
That's
guy.
a whole lot of green in front of Carson. He takes it to the house to tie things up at 7 apiece. Back come the Lions. This is quarterback Magnus Hansen on the keeper. Look at the effort there, getting into the end zone. Providence Academy gets the win, 28-18 the final. Breck hosting St. Agnes, pick things up in third here. Aggies Joshua Lopez tossing it up. Fellas, that's why you practice the tip drill in practice. Look at the concentration from
Wow.
Danny Plowman. He takes it in for the score. Aggies win it 42-7 the final. Taking a look at some of the scores from around the state from last night. Minnetonka knocking off Edina, and Eden Prairie knocking off Prior Lake.
And go to Class 5A, Waconia Mankato West. Mankato West takes that one 17-14. Sauk Rapids Rice, tough night against Monticello, 29-0 that final.
Taking a look at some scores from 4A tonight. Totino Grace goes on the road, knocks off Hutchinson in overtime, 21-20 the final. And Becker goes on the road, picks up the close win over Holy Angels, 14-0 the final.
And a 3A, Dassel Cokato over New London Spicer, 48-7. Woof. Holy Family over St. Croix Lutheran, 36-15 that final.
We got one more for you. Chatfield knocking off number 1 in 2A Caledonia, 20-13. And then Minneota pulling away with the 42-14 win tonight.
Hot Highlights is sponsored by Truestone Financial.
All righty, here it is. The hot highlight winner this week. It's Carson Heimer of Byron. Earns his school some money with this play last week. Julia, take it away.
Yeah, let's take a look at this one. 2 scooping scores this week, but this one the winner, and you can see why.
Scoop and score!
Wow. Next week's finalists will be announced Monday during our 6 p.m. news.
All right, coming up after the break, Minnetonka, fresh off their upset of Edina. They're in the house tonight.
Yeah, some members of the Skippers join us to discuss their big win.
My name is Savion Gibbs. I play wide receiver for Brooklyn Center High School, and you're watching the Prep Sports Extra.
Welcome back to Prep Sports Extra, fresh off their 35-28 win over Edina last night. Minnetonka head coach Mark Esch and Aiden Becker, senior left tackle, join us in studio tonight. Coach, I'll start with you. You guys were down 21-7 at halftime. What was that halftime talk like last night?
I've been asked that question so many times today. And it was just, hey, defense, get us the ball. We think we can score. And offensively, every time we get the ball, we have to score. And we focused on doing our job, one drive at a time. We kind of made the game small, and it turned out to be a big win.
Aiden, you play both sides of the ball.
Yes.
So he was talking to you twice when you said that. When you're going into a game and you're going into a half and you're down like that, from your perspective, what is the hope like headed into the third and fourth quarter?
I mean, it's definitely there because we want to win. Like, it is important to us to win. So we kind of came together as a team and was like, we want this extremely bad. So we came into that half thinking it was 0-0 and just kind of took it over.
Coach, you guys have such a dynamic playmaker under center in Caleb Francois. Your opinion, what makes him stand out? What makes him special?
Well, I think his stress tolerance, he handles the game well. He's chill, he's cool under pressure. Made some big plays down the stretch with his arm and his legs. And I think he's just a competitor. I think those are the best qualities, despite the obvious athleticism.
Aiden, maybe not quite so football related, but a Thursday night game like that, what's it like going to school the next day?
It's not as bad as you would think. I mean, waking up, you just got to go through the day. Just going through the motions, so not as bad as everyone would say.
You go both sides last night. How sore were you waking up this morning?
And, you know, it was a little hard to get out of bed, but took some Advil in the morning after breakfast and got it done.
Real quick, thoughts on next week's matchup? It's Prior Lake?
Prior Lake, yeah. You know, we take it one game at a time. We really break it down with the guys, even one play at a time. And so it doesn't really matter to us who our opponent is. We're focused on us getting better every time we take the field. And it's going to be no different this week.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks so much for joining us in studio tonight on Prep Sports Extra. Best of luck next week against Prior Lake. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Prep Sports Extra. We will see you same time, same place next Friday evening.